All right. The time is now 6:02 p.m. So let's go ahead and call this meeting to order. Ms. Perry, can you please call the roll?
Mayor Stephanie Dalton.
Here.
Vice Mayor Holly Berry.
Here.
Commissioner Jamie Fairbanks Harvey.
Here.
Commissioner Terry Holmes.
Here.
Commissioner Hayes Wilkinson.
I'm here.
Thank you. For today's invocation, please join me in a moment of silence to reverently collect our thoughts, pray, and ready ourselves for this meeting and the duties to which we have been called. Thank you. And please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Granum, will you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And for my mayor's report, thank you, everyone, for being here with us tonight. Last reminder to sign up for our annual Red Bank citywide cleanup on to celebrate Earth Day on Saturday, April 26th from 10 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. You can go to redbankTN.recdesk.com/community/home to register and pick a location that you might want to clean up. Also happening on Saturday, April 26th is a Decoration Day ceremony at the Red Bank Cemetery hosted by our Red Bank Cemetery Board. And don't forget that Dirty Jane's Antique Spring Flea event is also happening on Saturday, April 26th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Dirty Jane's parking lot. A busy day in Red Bank on the 26th. Thank you to everyone who attended the Bike Traffic Garden grand opening last Wednesday, April 9th. We are so grateful for our partnership with White Oak Bicycle Co-op and so excited to have the third Bike Traffic Garden in Tennessee right here in Red Bank. The kids had a blast. I'm looking forward to seeing this space continually used by the public and for planned bicycle education programming in the future. We also had a really great time at our first Food Truck Friday last week. Thank you to the Essentials for playing. Everybody had a lot of fun. Our next Food Truck Friday will be on April 25th from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. I was honored to attend and speak at the Bitter Southerner magazine release at the Book and Cover last Thursday, April 10th, in collaboration with Megan Ledbetter, our Red Bank neighbor and photographer and researcher of The Field. Tennessee resident Tom Lee wrote a deeply touching and profound article about The Field entitled Your Brother's Blood. He was actually able to get in touch with two descendants of people buried at The Field, and he had and the conversations he had with them were heavy but so deeply meaningful. You can buy a copy of the magazine for $21 from the Book and Cover while supplies last, or you can order directly from bittersouthern.com, and our own vice mayor is quoted in the article. I also brought it with me today so everybody could see it if you want to take a look. It's really amazing. It's really just deep and really gives you a look into the history of that space and how that burial ground was intentionally forgotten and gratefully rediscovered, and we have a long road ahead to honoring the folks that are buried there. And lastly, congratulations to the Red Bank Elementary Robotics team on receiving the Bill Perry Perseverance Award at the Chattanooga Grand Prix recently. And that's it for me. Now we have Vice Mayor Berry's report.
My family also greatly enjoyed our time at the new Bicycle Traffic Garden and Bike Rodeo last Wednesday. It was so amazing to see so many kids out there enjoying themselves and learning valuable bike safety skills. It even inspired me to buy my son his very first bike helmet, as it was his first time ever riding on pavement. He's not quite 2 yet, so he's getting started early. Not as early as Nolan. And the next Red Bank Food Pantry is this coming Thursday, the 17th, from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at Red Bank United Methodist. And that's it for me today.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Next, we have a report from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey.
Thank you. Thank you for attending and thank you for the online look. Active Older Adults program offers a variety of classes and activities at the Joe Glasscock Community Center. Chair yoga, guided exercise, mindful drawing, qigong, acrylic painting. So you can check that calendar on our website, Parks, Trails, and Recreation. I too commend the traffic garden, as I was there and saw the little ones scooting along and had their helmet on, and a lot of fun at that ribbon cutting. The crosswalk that intersects Ashmore North and Memorial Drive has the lights flashing, and hope that is being noticed by drivers coming down the street. So thank you again, Public Works. Saturday, May 3rd from 10 to 4 will be the Red Bank Jubilee for a community congregating to celebrate spring in our city. Red Bank local musician Jack Ondelay, forgive me if I have mispronounced, will be the opener, and Luke Simmons and the Love Struck will entertain as the main music act. 8 food trucks will be on site for you to choose. City-sponsored activities include face painting, bounce house, axe throwing, a lot of fun, petting zoo, and multiple vendors who sell their products. I hope each and every one of you celebrates a special Easter weekend with family and friends. And the next Listen and Learn will be next Monday, April 21st at Sabor from 6 to 7 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And next we have our report from Commissioner Holmes.
All right, good evening. Hope everyone has enjoying the warmer weather. I lost my spot. And perhaps out planting flowers and getting ready, hopefully, to get into the summer with more warm weather. Thanks to all those that came out to the ribbon cutting for the bike traffic garden. If you have not gotten a chance to go and see it, please stop by and check it out. And while you're down there, check out B&B Discount. They literally have everything you could want or need. And you go in spending $5 and you spend $100. It is really nice. May 1 is the community center from 11 to 1. There's a car fit, like how you should sit in your car, in your seat as a driver at the community center. It had 2 different locations, but I believe it's Red Bank Community Center, May 1st from 11 to 1. Thanks for attending and watching our meetings, and continue to check the website for information. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And finally, we have our report from Commissioner Wilkinson.
No real report to offer, but it was good to see all my colleagues and the community come out for the bicycle traffic safety garden grand opening. My 2 boys loved it. Congratulations to my son Wright for winning the slow race. He was the first person to cross the line. That kid does not know how to go slow.
Excellent. Thank you. Next, we have our city manager's report. Mr. Granum.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners, and I'll add a little detail about the Cemetery Citizens Advisory Board, chaired by Sal Arrigo Jr., will host the first annual Red Bank Cemetery Decoration Day on Saturday, April 26th from 10 to 1, with a brief program and flag raising ceremony at 11. And there's a little press release back there in the back, and I set a copy on the dais for each of the commissioners. Patterned after the annual decoration days that have long been popular in Southern Appalachian community cemeteries and elsewhere, the Red Bank Gathering will feature opportunities for the public to learn some local history and honor our community's ancestors. And folks can learn about the nearly 200-year-old cemetery right in the middle of our city, or share their knowledge with members of the Citizens Advisory Board. It is amazing the community connections that are there, and just come out and enjoy that little sanctuary right in the middle of our town. Beginning today, we began our FY26 budget process, starting with the Budget 101 presentation earlier at work session. If you have any budget process questions, please check out those presentation slides or reach out to us at City Hall. As a reminder, we have 2 budget workshops scheduled for the next 2 Tuesdays, the 22nd and the 29th of April. both from 5 to 7:30 here in the commission chambers. And please note, city offices will be closed this Friday in observance of the Good Friday holiday. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Granum. Now we will have a temporary adjournment of our regular meeting to convene our beer board meeting. Ms. Perry, can you please call the roll?
Mayor Stephanie Dalton.
Here.
Vice Mayor Holly Berry.
Here.
Commissioner Jamie Fairbanks Harvey.
Here.
Commissioner Terry Holmes.
Here.
Commissioner Hayes Wilkinson.
Here.
Thank you. And our first item of business, item A, David DeStefano, doing business as Chattanooga Breakfast Rotary Club, has made an application for a special event beer permit to vend beer at the city-sponsored Jubilee and Festival on May 3, 2025, and the Christmas Parade and Festival on December 13, 2025, located at Red Bank City Park at 3817 Reading Road. Thank you for being here with us tonight, Mr. DeStefano.
Such a pleasure. Thank you, Ms. Mayor.
Have you read, understood, and agreed to follow the city's beer ordinances?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
Repeatedly.
And could you just maybe, do you want to share anything about, your plan for having a
So-
presence?
For the last several years, we've provided beer service to the festivals. We normally have tents set up. We have a retired and or off-duty police officer that conducts inspections of everybody's ID, so nobody goes through. We then badge them so that we know who's been approved before we actually give them any alcohol at all. We only sell alcoholic beverages, so we don't compete with other vendors that are selling Cokes during the summertime, hot chocolate during the wintertime, even water.
Mhm.
We also work to provide a barrier. It's a kind of a soft barrier. We put up signs all around the edge of the park area that basically say no alcohol beyond these points. We don't have anybody enforcing that, but hopefully the citizens are enforcing it on themselves a little bit. We've done this for several years. We've been very successful in that. We really haven't seen much in the way of problems, and we're very happy about that part.
We are also very happy about that part. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
I have a motion from Vice Mayor Barry. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Holmes. Any further discussion or questions of the applicant?
Thank you for doing this.
Okay, excellent. Any comments from the residents present? No. All right, if there are no more comments, let's call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Good. Hope to
Excellent.
see you all there.
Yes, we will. Thank you
you very
so
much.
much.
Thank you.
And moving on to item B. Jeff Schwenke, doing business as Clever Ale House, has made an application for a special event permit to vend beer at the grand opening of Haley Reynolds' home, located at 2224 Dayton Boulevard on May 10, 2025, between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Thank you for being here with us today, Mr. Schwenke. Have you read, understood, and agreed to follow the city's beer ordinances?
I have, yes.
Excellent. And do you want to tell us a little bit about the event itself?
I think they're kind of doing like a 4 or 5 day kind of big grand opening thing throughout
Okay.
the whole week leading up to Mother's Day. And then they asked us to bring our food truck and come sell beer and ice cream kind of at their space, 100 yards from our building. But it'll be good because, we'll get their customers too. So,
Excellent.
but yeah, we'll just kind of, per usual, set up, signs and,
Awesome.
check IDs and all the normal things. So,
Great. And this is a business that's transitioning from a smaller space inside Bud's and
Yeah.
to the
the
building
old
formerly
Cooley's
known as
space.
Cooley's. Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent. Very exciting. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll approve.
I have a motion from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Wilkinson. Any further discussion or questions of the applicant?
Hopefully they'll bring some new customers in and you can just point them, say, if you like what you get, just right there.
Over there.
Any comments from the residents present? Okay, if there are no more comments, we'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Excellent. Thank you. And now we will reconvene our regular meeting and move on to Item 10, the consent agenda, which contains consideration of the minutes for approval or correction from our April 1st work session, April 1st regular meeting, and our April 1st beer board meeting, as well as resolution number 25-1786 regarding an application for the Project Diabetes Grant. Resolution 25-1787, application for the Department of Justice, Office of Justice Bulletproof Vest Grant, and a resolution authorizing the purchase of up to 20 computers to replace computers that are past service life. And that's resolution 25-1788. Are there any items that the board wants removed to the regular agenda for further discussion?
We actually made it through all those work sessions.
I
this time.
know, we did very well in our time today, everyone. Good job. Okay, if not, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as published?
I'll move.
A motion from Commissioner Wilkinson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second from Commissioner Holmes. Any discussion? Any comments from the residents present? There are no comments. Let's call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And moving on to unfinished business, item A, ordinance number 25-1275, an ordinance of the city of Red Bank, Tennessee, to amend the fiscal year 2025 operating budget beginning July 1, 2024 and ending June 30, 2025, in order to appropriate unbudgeted expenditures and grant funding for the general fund in the amount of $376,615.50, and for the solid waste fund in the amount of $232,000. Second and final reading. Ms. Perry, does anyone need a refresher on this?
I do a little bit.
Okay,
please, if
Ms.
you don't mind.
Perry, if you don't mind to touch on that since Ms. Pickle's not here.
I'll look at the resolution too.
I had to remind myself.
Sure.
This is to appropriate grant funding that we've received in the HIDA and Tennessee American Water Grants and Pet Driver Safety Grant. And the expenditures to go along with that in the police department is where they've used the HIDA grant to pay for the detective that goes with that. Fire department bought some miscellaneous equipment that they needed. And Public Works used some money. They had some ARPA money for the Asheville slot study that was gonna be for the repair. They wound up using it, plus some additional general fund money for the study.
Okay.
Miscellaneous supplies, community center bathrooms, we rolled over the money from the Red Bank Sod Daisy Fund for the last 2 years, I think, to take care of the bathroom that we finally got done, and purchase of 2 Ford F-150 Lightning pickup trucks. And then solid waste, it was a rollover for the solid waste brush truck.
Right.
We just rolled the funds back over from a previous budget so that we could take that one.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Motion from Vice Mayor Barry. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Wilkinson. Any further discussion? Any comments from the residents present? There are no comments. Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on second and final reading. Moving on to item B, ordinance number 25-1276, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and zoning maps to rezone property located at 309 Midvale Avenue from R1 residential to RTZ residential townhouse 0 lot line. Second and final reading. Mr. Pham, would you like to come up and maybe just give a brief refresher?
Sure.
Thank you.
309 and 313 Midvale.
Yes.
So it's 2 parcels. We did do it as the same application, but it's 2 different ordinances.
Mhm.
And it's rezoning two pieces of property. On one, there's a dilapidated house right now that's uninhabited, and someone recently purchased both lots and is planning on building 6 single-family detached homes. And in order to do that, the density and the development standards that they want, they'll have to rezone to RTZ. Yeah, any questions?
It is currently adjacent to some high density residential
Mhm.
already.
Yeah, I think I mentioned at the last meeting that we could consider it a transitional zone
Mhm.
because the Midvale Heights apartments are there to the east, and then the Pavilion townhomes are to the west, and those are slightly less dense. So it kind of fits right in the middle in terms of density.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
Motion from Vice Mayor Barry. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Any further discussion? Any comments from the residents present? Okay, thank you, Mr. Pham. There are no more comments. Ms. Ferry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on second and final reading. Item C, ordinance number 25-1277, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and zoning maps to rezone property located at 313 Midvale Avenue from R1 residential to RTZ residential townhouse /0 lot line, second and final reading. We just heard from Mr. Pham on this. So I will go ahead and ask for a motion to approve.
I'll go.
I have a motion from Commissioner Holmes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Any further discussion? Any comments from the residents present? There are no comments. Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on second and final reading. And last item of unfinished business, item D, ordinance number 25-1278, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and zoning maps to rezone property located at 1109 Dayton Boulevard from C1 commercial to C3 neighborhood commercials. Second and final reading. Mr. Pham.
So again, this was, that's 1109, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think Mr. Price was here last time and you saw the site plan for some attached townhomes.
Mhm.
And this is a property that has seen proposed projects before, and this is where the developer has landed at this point. They are requesting the rezoning because the C1 zone does not allow townhomes. In almost every other way, C1 and C3 are identical in terms of permitted uses. So for that reason, the staff has recommended approval.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
A motion from Commissioner Wilkinson. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second from Vice Mayor Barry. Any further discussion?
I have a question. This is right in front of the storage, right here, in
Mhm.
front of it or behind it?
It's in front of it, so in
Oh.
between Dayton Boulevard and the storage unit.
It must look